Hi everyone! In today's video we're going to continue building affordable, mostly 3D printed 6 degrees of freedom robotic arm. Last time we already built the axis number 6, number 5, number 4 and number 3. And today we're going to continue the building axis number 2 and axis number 1. But before we proceed, let's consider to subscribe to my channel if you're new to my channel, and also please support me on my Patreon page. This will help me to build more robots like this one. Let's get started. As you can see, I assembled all the parts already on the table. So for example, this is the belts, this is carbon fiber parts, and other carbon fiber parts. This is a big piece which goes here, etc, etc, like small pulleys, axes, and so on. And also maybe you already saw that I installed the bearings on the axis number 2. To install these bearings I used a vise like this. I can push two bearings parallel each other and perpendicular to the axis. Like this I'm sure that they're in a good position. I also installed the bearing on the axis number 1, as you can see here, and I squished this end of the tube with the vise like this. I'm sure that this bearing is not gonna go out, because when I squish it from both sides, this side goes out a little bit, and like this it prevents bearings coming out. Here you can see the close-up. Like you see that it's a little bit square shape at the end. Now I will install these bearing holders, which goes, this one goes here and another one goes from the other side. But before I need to install the nuts. So nuts is installed with the bolts, and I left these bolts like this. Nuts is not gonna fall. So this one goes on this side like this, and this one goes on this side. So now installed here and here. Now let's install this axis. So this is axis number 1. This axis goes here inside, but before we need to install truss bearing, which is here. So there is also this small spacer. The spacer goes on top like this, and this one goes inside. So the spacer goes here like this, and afterwards the truss bearing. And all this goes inside. So first of all, truss bearing. Now it's installed. And now this axis. So this is how it's installed. And over there there's this truss bearing. So the second ball bearing, this one goes here. I installed this bearing over here, you see, and it rotates perfectly. There is no any noise, just good. Yeah. Okay, now I would glue this pulley here. Nice. The next, the truss bearing is going here. I also going to install this screw over here, and this screw will limit the range of motion of the axis one. So this screw goes here and the nut goes here. I just need to push the nut with something. Great. Now there is this piece which goes here, the carbon fiber piece goes on top, and afterwards this one to hold this axis. So first of all I need to put their nuts. So now I would need this carbon fiber part. This goes here. And this one goes here, like this. And I will fix it with a screw. Now I need to align this big hole with this one, and these two small holes with these two holes. Looks quite good. So now I'm going to fix this axis with the two screws which goes inside these holes. In these holes they have this oblique shape in order to squeeze this axis down there. And by the way, you see that this screw which we just installed, it plays like limiting role. I found that the best way of doing this is to use double scotch on the screwdriver. Like this I can fix the nut on the screwdriver, and afterwards I can put it in place. Now the axis is fixed. Cool. Now I can put the belt and fix some standoffs here. So I have them over here. And this is a close view. This is the hole to pass the wires. So the wires is gonna go through the axis and over here. Next step is install this motor over here using this spacer, which goes like this. I install heat shrink tube here. Now this piece, the wires goes inside over here, like this, and they coming out through this hole. And now this goes here. And we need to fix it with the screws. Hehe. The next step is I'm going to install this piece, and this piece will hold these nuts. So these nuts, they should be all oriented parallel. So the wires goes inside this hole. Now we can turn it around. And we can tighten this motor. Yeah, great. This is axis 1. Now when the axis 1 is almost ready, almost finished, we're going to proceed with the axis 2. And the first thing which I wanted to do is to install the bearings to guide the belt. So the belt goes here, and I should install bearings here and here. And this is my bearings. This is the washers which I'm going to use. Now I need to install the second set of the bearing to guide the belt. So now the belt. Now I would install this carbon fiber pad. So now let's turn it like this. And now we can start to install this part to connect in both of them. So I will unscrew this. And now I will screw this bearing holder. And now I'm going to install this motor, so the motor for the axis 2. I have a small pulley for it over here, this one. Now I would tighten this belt and fix the motor, so I need to push this motor this way and tighten the screws. Let's put it like this. So this one should be pushed. And this is the screws which I should Great. Now let's take care of the second carbon fiber part. And here, first of all, I will fix this part over here. Now this part goes here, so I need to unmount these screws and pass the wires in this hole. I put the nuts from this side. Now what I need to do is basically put all the wires in the path which was made for it. So it goes over here inside, it's coming out from here, goes inside the axis and goes out from the bottom. So first of all, here there is this cover which should be mounted like this. To mount it, I have a dowel pin and a screw. So first of all, the pin, dowel pin. There is a small hole here for this pin and hole from the other side, and goes like this. Yeah. So this wires goes inside this hole. So the wires goes inside the channel. Now the small screw to fix this cover. Nice. Now all these wires going through the hole over here. So I put all the wires through this hole, and now we can close this one with a cap. I have this 3D printed cap and I have a screw for it. So there is a placement for the nut here. And this one goes like this. But before fixing it, I will put one more zip tie. Will look nice. So now I need to put these wires through the axis over here. So we passed all the wires through the axis 1, and now I can install this part, this carbon fiber part, and also these legs. I almost forget to install the feet. Nice. Yeah. And now all the hardware is finished. So we have all the axes, including axis number 1 and axis number 2. All the wires are put in place, and what is left is just to solder the connector here. But this is going to be for the next time. So this is my second robot arm, and I can show you what is improved. Like for example, here I have this piece, because when I put this one, it does not lays straight. It just it stays either like this or like this, so it's either a little bit like this or a little bit like this, but never flat. And here this one is solved, so now here I don't need this piece for this robot. The second obvious thing that there is a holes everywhere to cool the motors, and there is no holes here on this one. Also, if you look on the axis number 2, this one has the limit here and it does not go farther. And I solve this problem here, and now this one can go much farther, as you can see. Even like this. So this robot has a large range of motion, at least for the axis number 2. Thank you for watching this video till the end. We finally built the hardware part of this robotic arm, so now I have 2 of them. Next time I'm going to solder the connector here and also look at the electronics, and if everything is okay, next time this guy is gonna move. I would like to say a big, huge thank you to my patrons. Here are their names. Thanks to them I was motivated to continue these projects, and if you wanna also support me, so become my patron. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, and see you next time.